So we're going to be working on the Granny Heart Square. I'm working this one with impeccable yarn using it calls for a 5, but I'm using a 5.5 or an I. And today I'm going to be doing it in the turquoise and the brown. We're going to start with a slip knot, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hook into that first stitch and make a slip knot, creating a loop. We chain up 3 to count as our first double crochet. Then we're going to do 2 more double crochet. And we're going to work over our tail. We're going to hold it to the loop as we go. Now we've done our first cluster of 3 double crochet. We're going to chain 3. We're going to do another cluster of 3 double crochet. That's our second. And our third. Now we're going to chain 3. We're going to do another cluster of 3 double crochet. That's our third. Chain 3. One last cluster of double crochet. And chain 3. Now we're going to attach it to the top of the original chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put it right in the top of that, and we're going to slip stitch. Now you've got your first little square. We're going to chain 3 to represent a double crochet. That will be the last one on this corner. And one more chain. We're going to do another cluster. That's 3, chain 3, and 3 more double crochet. Now we're going to do, we've done our corner. We're going to do, now chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 more double crochet, chain 1, another cluster, chain 3, and another cluster. Chain 1, and now we're back at our start. So now we're going to do another cluster of 3 double crochet, we're going to chain 3, we're going to put in 2 double crochet, and then we're going to join that second to our original chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch. And we're going to chain up 3. And we're going to do 2 more double crochet. Now we're going to change colors. I want to add the brown in, so I'm going to loop it over the hook, pull that through. I'm going to pull this turquoise tight. I'm going to snip that off. Now, I learned this from Bella Coco. I learned this square and this method. I don't mind, maybe it's because I learned it from her, but I don't mind the knots. I feel like it's even more secure than just tying it in and sewing it in. And they will be worked in on the next round. So now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to start our corner with 3 double crochet. And do a chain 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put in 3 more double crochets. 2, 3. And see, we've made the corner, and we are going to change color again. So again, we're going to make a loop, pull it through, tighten the color that's on, cut that off. We're going to tie the 2 tails. Put them to the back. Chain 1. And we're going to continue on with our 3 double crochet clusters. Chain 1. Another corner cluster. So that's 3 double crochets. Chain 3. And 3 double crochets. Okay. We're going to change color again. Little tail. Loop it over. Pull through. Tighten. Cut off. Tie the tails. Chain 1. 1 cluster. 3 double crochet. And can you guess it? We're going to change the color. Loop, pull through, tighten, put a little tighter tail, cut off, tie the tails, chain 1, we're going to do a corner cluster, 3 double crochet, chain 3, three double crochet, chain 1, three double crochet, and now the last color change. We loop, pull through, tighten, cut off, tie the tails, chain 1, we're going to start our corner cluster, three double crochets, chain 3, three double crochet, three, and now we're going to chain 1, and we are going to connect it 1, 2, 3 to the top, we chained up 4, 3 for the double crochet and 1 for the chain 1. Put your tails in place along the top there, and now we're going to do 3 double crochet in that next spot. So now we're going to chain 1 and do a corner cluster, chain 3, and another cluster of 3 double crochet, chain 1, gather up your tails, work over them, 2, 3. Now we see if we've gone over them. Chain 1, we chained 1, another cluster, chain 1, now we're on a corner again, so it's 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 more double crochet. Chain 1, find your tails, put another cluster in, chain 1, collect your tails, another cluster of double crochets, pull that tail back a little, there's a third, goodness, chain 1, we're back to a corner, one cluster of doubles, chain 3, Another cluster. Okay, chain 1, 3 more. This is going to be the pattern the rest of the way around. Only we don't have to change colors anymore. Yeah, here. Chain 1. Gather your tails. And chain 3. I'm sorry, double crochet. Second double crochet. Third double crochet. Chain 1. Now we're on our corner. Chain 3. Last cluster here. Oh. Double crochet. Chain 1. Now we're going to do 2 double crochet. And then we are going to slip stitch to attach. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch. I'm going to pull out a little bit so I have it there. I'm going to turn this over. We're just going to tighten those out a little bit. Make sure they're pulled out just a tiny bit. Just so we know they're not lumpy and don't have lots of excess in there. Then now, I don't know about you, but if you've ever sewn in edges, if you've ever sewn in the tails, that was a lot faster than having to sew all those in. So I understand some people don't like the knots in their pieces. As for me, I have never had a problem. I've done 2 or 3 of these blankets now. Never had a problem with any of them coming loose or any of my blankets, and it just makes it a lot more enjoyable for me. You're still going to have stuff to sew in, don't get me wrong, especially when you go to join them, but nothing compared to if you had to change all those times and sew in all those ends. It would be a nightmare. This is what it looks like if you put a whole nother row. This is without the other row. You can do what you prefer. So I'm going to continue, do 1 more row, and I'll show you the finished one. And here we are done. That only took a couple more minutes. You can pop out a couple of these a night, at least 4 or 5. You can mix match the colors. I'm going to do the inverse of these as well. If you like this video, please give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. Just thank you for watching.